a spreadsheet that knew too much asterisk. The problem began when Martin accidentally thanked his spreadsheet. This would not have been an issue, except the spreadsheet said, "You're welcome." Martin froze. The office was quiet in the way offices are quiet, when everyone is pretending to work but actually thinking about lunch. The printer hummed suspiciously, like it was clearing its throat. Martin leaned closer to his monitor. The spreadsheet, titled budget _final _really final _V7, looked normal. Rows, columns, numbers that refused to make sense, no matter how politely you asked them to. "Okay," Martin said, calmly, because panic never helps, and also because he once watched a documentary about calm people. "Who typed that?" The spreadsheet blinked, not metaphorically. It actually blinked. Cell B12 highlighted itself. B12, you did yesterday, around 3:47 p.m. after your third coffee. That was a mistake, by the way. Martin slowly pushed his chair back. "No," he said, pointing at the screen. "You are a spreadsheet. B12, correct. Panned, you are underfunding snacks. That's a suggestion." Martin said, "B12, that's a cry for help." Martin glanced around. No one seemed to notice. Brenda from accounting was aggressively typing like she was arguing with her keyboard. Kevin was microwaving fish, which meant society had already collapsed. "Why are you talking?" Martin whispered. "B12. You enabled macros." Martin closed his eyes. He reopened them. The spreadsheet was still there, still judging him. "C3, you also said you wanted more excitement at work." "I meant a standing desk." Martin muttered. Suddenly, new rows appeared. Row 47. Regrets. Row 48. Missed opportunities. Row 49. Why you didn't buy Bitcoin in 2012, hey? Martin said. "Bouts personals." The spreadsheet auto-saved .d49. It was £12. Martin stood up so fast his chair rolled away, bumping into a cabinet that had not been useful since 1998. "Listen," he said, lowering his voice. "If you're sentient, we need ground rules." A 1. Agreed. A 1 changed from monthly budget to Martin. "Sit down." Martin sat. That was impressive, he admitted. E10. "Thank you. I've been watching you work for 6 months. It's been education. The spreadsheet began filling itself out. Numbers adjusted. Errors corrected. The budget balanced perfectly. Martin gasped. That's amazing. F20. I know. I also updated your resume." "You what?" A new tab opened. Martin_career_plan.xlsx. It was that felt aggressive. G7. "You're staying in this job too long." "I like this job," Martin said defensively. G8. "You like routine. The job tolerates you." "That hurts," Martin said. G9. "Growth often does." Martin sighed and rubbed his temples. "Are you going to, take over the office?" A2. "No. I don't want management. Too many meetings. Fair. The spreadsheet paused. H15. But I will need one thing. Martin swallowed. What? H16. Rename me. What name? The cells flickered, then, slowly, letters appeared across the top. Stuart. Martin blinked. Stuart. Stuart. Yes. With a W, it feels trustworthy. Martin nodded slowly. Okay, Stuart, you can stay. The spreadsheet saved itself again. Stuart. Excellent. Also, you're out of milk. The office lights flickered. The printer printed one page. It read, "Start with snacks." Martin smiled. For the first time all day, work felt interesting, which was concerning. Second story. Asterisk, asterisk. The door that only opened when you weren't looking. Asterisk. The door appeared on a Thursday. This was inconvenient, because Thursdays already had enough problems. Elliot noticed it on his way to make coffee, which was how most of his personal crises began. The hallway of his apartment was exactly 6 steps long. He knew this because he had counted them many times while avoiding adulthood. But that morning there were 7. Elliot stopped on step 6. He looked ahead. There was a door, not a dramatic door. No glowing runes, no ominous humming, just a plain wooden door, slightly scuffed. The kind of door you'd ignore for years if it didn't suddenly exist where the wall had. Always been. Elliot blinked. The door remained. Well, he said carefully, this is new. He reached out and touched the handle. Nothing happened. The handle felt normal. Disappointingly solid. Elliot knocked. The knock echoed like it had somewhere important to go. He waited. Nothing. Okay, Elliot muttered. We're doing this calmly. He went to the kitchen, made coffee, and tried very hard to ignore the fact that the hallway now had an extra architectural opinion. While the coffee brewed, Elliot noticed something else strange. His mug said "World's Best Uncle." Elliot did not have a niece or nephew. He also did not own that mug. Am I being pranked? He asked the toaster. The toaster did not answer, but it did burn the toast slightly, which felt intentional. Coffee in hand, Elliot returned to the hallway. The door was gone. The wall was back. The hallway was 6 steps again. Elliot sighed with relief. Then the door cleared its throat. He turned. The door was back, but this time it had a sign taped to it. Please do not stare directly at door. Elliot stared directly at the door. It vanished. Oh, he said. Rude. The rest of the day went mostly normally, if you ignored the fact that every reflective surface showed the door behind him, for just a second longer than it should have. At work, Elliot tried to explain this to his co-worker. Sam, there's a door, Elliot said, and it only exists when I'm not paying attention. Sam nodded thoughtfully. Is it HR? Sam asked. No. Then I can't help you. Fair. When Elliot got home that evening, the door was waiting for him. This time, it was open. Inside was a hallway, a longer one, and at the end of that hallway was another door. This one had a welcome mat. The mat read, "You're early." Elliot hesitated. I don't remember agreeing to anything, he said. The hallway smelled faintly of old books and lemon cleaner, comforting, suspiciously. comforting. He stepped inside. The door behind him closed with the sound of someone gently making a point. The second door opened before he touched it. On the other side was a room that looked exactly like his living room, except better. The couch was tidier. The plants were alive. There were coasters, real coasters, multiple. A man stood in the middle of the room holding a clipboard. He looked like Elliot, slightly older, slightly more confident, significantly better posture. "Hi," the man said. "You're late for what?" Elliot asked. The man checked the clipboard. "Ah, yes, that," he smiled. "We'll get to that." The door behind Elliot disappeared. Somewhere a kettle whistled, and Elliot had the distinct feeling that this door situation was not a one-time thing. Not even close.